More than 2 billion cups of coffee are consumed worldwide every day. Behind each sip lies an incredible journey from berry to beverage. Follow us inside the massive Nescafé factory where 175,000 jars of instant coffee come to life every single day. The history of Nescafé dates back to the early 20th century when Swiss chemist Max Morgan developed a way to produce instant coffee. In 1930, Nestlé acquired Morgan's patent rights and began producing and marketing instant coffee under the Nescafé brand. The company invested heavily in advertising, and Nescafé soon became a market leader. During World War II, Nescafé became a staple for U.S. and Allied forces, as it was easy to transport and prepare on the battlefield. After the war, Nescafé became popular worldwide, and Nestlé continued innovating in instant coffee production and packaging. The flavor of coffee depends on the region where it's grown and how the beans are roasted and blended. Brazil is the largest coffee producer in the world, accounting for about 35% of global production. Coffee beans begin as flowers, and 9 months later they turn into berry-like fruits the size of grapes. Harvesting occurs once the berries turn a deep red color, indicating they are ripe. From flowering to harvesting, it takes about 6 to 9 months. Farm workers pick the red berries while leaving the green ones to mature. They often return to the same plants as more berries ripen. Workers aim to have no more than 2 green berries for every 100 ripe ones they collect. The berries are emptied into sacks, each weighing about 2 kilograms, enough to make around 200 cups of coffee. Harvesting by hand is hard work, so some coffee plantations use mechanical harvesters. These 5-meter-tall machines can do the work of 100 people by shaking the berries off the branches. The fresher the berries, the better the coffee's flavor. The harvested berries are taken to a wet mill, where water channels wash them and feed them into a pulper. This machine separates the outer skin and fruit from the beans. A rotating drum presses the berries against the wall of the pulper, releasing the beans. The beans then pass through water to large rotating cylinders where they are sorted to remove any green or unripe berries. Afterward, they are washed again to remove a sticky, sugary substance, and then spread on cement patios to dry under the sun for 4 days. Workers rake the beans to ensure even drying. Once dry, the beans are polished to remove their outer shells. They are then separated by weight into 3 categories using a vibrating table. The beans are packed into sacks, each weighing exactly 69 kilograms, and prepared for shipping to processing plants. Every year, 35 million tons of freshly harvested coffee fruits arrive at processing plants, like one of Nestlé's largest instant coffee factories. Here, 890 workers produce up to 175,000 jars of coffee daily. The process begins with the delivery of coffee beans. Each day, 170 tons of beans from South America arrive at the factory, where up to 560 tons are stored in silos. The beans are sampled by puncturing the sacks to check their quality. Nescafé uses 2 types of coffee, Arabica and Robusta. Arabica beans produce a fine and aromatic coffee, while Robusta beans have a stronger flavor and more body. After the beans pass quality checks, they are cleaned and sorted. Impurities are removed, and the beans are sent to silos identified by their variety and type. The beans are roasted at 210 degrees Celsius for 12 minutes. Roasting is essential to develop the coffee's aroma, color, and flavor. The heat converts the starches in the beans into sugars and releases aromatic compounds. Roasting also reduces the caffeine content. The longer the roast, the less caffeine remains. The beans are constantly stirred during roasting to ensure even cooking without burning. After roasting, they are ground into a coarse powder using industrial grinders. The ground coffee is mixed with hot water in large tanks similar to oversized coffee makers. This process, called extraction, captures the flavors, aromas, and essential properties of the coffee. The coffee is then heated until it condenses into an extract, which is spread onto a conveyor belt. Next, the extract is sent to a freezing chamber where it is cooled. This method, known as freeze drying, preserves the coffee's flavor. Workers wear thermal clothing to protect themselves from the freezing temperatures. The frozen coffee extract solidifies into thin sheets which are broken into small granules. These granules are placed in a vacuum chamber where heat is applied. In the vacuum, the ice in the granules turns directly into gas, skipping the liquid phase, a process called sublimation. Once the water is removed, the coffee granules are packed. Hundreds of glass jars move along a conveyor belt and are filled in less than a second. The factory can fill 280 jars per minute, completing 175,000 jars in just over 11 hours. The jars are vacuum sealed to maintain quality for up to 24 months. Labels are added and the jars are grouped into packs of 6. From the factory, Nescafé jars are shipped to supermarkets ready for consumers to enjoy. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe to the channel so you never miss out on new content, and hit the like button.